You can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home, but now we have big microphones, so you can relax. That's the name of our podcast. Hello. Everyone. Welcome to Relax.
Episode 3.
I'm Colleen Ballinger.
And I'm Erik.
Erik Stockland, my husband, my love.
Well, thank you for having me in your
You're
life.
welcome. So today we have a very fun episode for you, full of a lot of hot mess. That wasn't a
It's my
sentence.
favorite kind of mess, the hot kind.
Yes. So let's just get started. Erik, who do you think needs to relax this week?
Colleen, emails. Just the
I thought
general.
you were just going to say me, like you're all Colleen. I was like, oh, I agree, but okay.
Well, I was talking to you. Emails. Yeah, I don't want them. There's no emails that I would like. You don't need to send. If you're a company sending me an email, I didn't ask for it. I don't want it. I would say probably 95% of the stress in my life is delivered to me via email, and I don't want it. And I want to see the red little numbers above the icon.
The sound of an email coming in?
Don't want to hear the sound.
No one wants to
hear that. And I
that.
thought about this, and I've been like, well, there was a time before emails. Emails were like invented in the 70s. I looked it up, and people, I think, maybe had a good time. But then I was thinking, like, well, what did they do before that? And I think people had, I know they had landlines and they received phone calls. And I'm like, oh, that sounds worse, maybe.
Yeah, I hate phone calls. Never call me. Never call me.
I don't think I've answered a phone call.
I hate phone calls. I always get like
3 years.
annoyed when someone calls me. I'm like, they didn't even give me a warning. They're just calling me without.
Yeah,
and I purposefully
disturbing.
will not answer the phone, even if I'm not doing something, out of just like, I can't answer this. They didn't tell me they were going to call. So I just have to answer this unexpected.
Right. And so I don't want that either. So maybe just, maybe it's more general what I think needs to relax, and just communication. Like, I don't want to communicate with anyone.
Yeah, I feel that.
Outside of the people I can see in front of my face.
And sometimes not even then.
Right. Sometimes I shut down.
That's a good one. I agree.
Yeah.
Emails. I've never gotten an email and been like, yes, I got an email.
No. Yeah.
Never. For me this week, what I think needs to relax and what I've felt needed to relax for a while is, for some reason, Netflix. Now, this is not a hit on Netflix. I love Netflix. I have a show on Netflix. I have a special on Netflix. I love the people on
you
Netflix.
work with them a lot. You're going to drag Netflix
No,
right
I'm
now.
not dragging Netflix as a whole. I'm dragging this one feature that they have,
I know
which
what you're
is
gonna say.
they will play like a trailer of aggressively play a trailer for whatever TV show you're just scrolling through. Like if you sit on a thumbnail of a TV show or a movie for longer than 2 seconds, the trailer starts playing.
And let's be honest. Most of your time on Netflix is looking for something to watch, not actually watching, which means that so often they're just constantly playing.
It drives me crazy. Every time one of them plays, I'm like, relax. So yeah, those are the things we both want to relax this week are technical things.
And surely no one asked for that. And surely they've gotten lots of feedback that's like, come on, relax.
Come on,
Cut that
relax
out.
with these trailers. Don't
but
like
they're
them.
just I think their mission is to just keep you on their platform and watch
I guess
it,
so. I guess. Well, guys, I am very excited about what we're about to do.
What are we doing? Oh, no.
So we have a Twitter account for this podcast, relax_podcast. And I randomly will ask for suggestions on things to talk about or just random things to spark ideas for episodes. And I just was curious what people thought we fight about, because everyone was talking about how we argue about the movies and musical games that we do and stuff like that. Last week, we fought about what we're going to eat for dinner. So I was like, I wonder what they think we actually fight about. So I asked people to tell me what they think we fight about. And we got a lot of video, audio, and text responses. Erik does not know any of the...
I'm going in cold to this.
Yeah, so he doesn't know, but I think some of them were pretty accurate. And
is this just going to start a bunch of fights?
Probably, to be honest. So hold on, let me go into the Twitterland. I'm going to pull one up for us. We're going to listen to it, and you're going to tell me if this is something that we actually fight about. And we'll talk about if we actually fight about it, if it's an issue, and all that.
Are you just doing this at random, or have you pre-selected?
The only one I've pre-selected is this first one.
Okay.
The rest will be random.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Here we go. You ready?
I think you guys fight about cat fur. Like, there's not one vlog where we don't
Absolutely we do. Yeah. Absolutely we do.
Okay, we don't fight about cat fur. You yell at me about cat fur. Or you speak aggressively at me about cat fur.
Cat fur is inside of me and everything that I do for my life now since...
Anything that has to do with the cats makes Erik rage.
No, well, I like the cats. Like their personalities are interesting to me, but they destroy everything. They've destroyed everything in this house, including the house itself. Every piece of furniture, if you guys could see it, is clawed up. The house, the walls, any kind of like crown molding or banister, like destroyed. Destroyed. They go to the bathroom more than any cats I've ever met in my entire life. They're almost, between the two of them, one of them is always, you just hear the scratching on the side of the
But
box.
she's talking about fur.
And the hair.
It's everywhere. It is everywhere. We have 2 Persian cats, and the cat hair is everywhere.
And what she's saying is true. If you catch it the right light in this house, you just see hair floating through the atmosphere.
It's
and
true.
it's on everything. I bought a special vacuum that was like a pet
I
hair
feel like you're
vacuum,
start
and you
crying.
could go a square foot in this house, and it fills up the entire thing with hair somehow. Anywhere you put it.
I thought you would get like angry in a funny way, but I think you're going to start crying. So I feel like we should move on to the next one. You what?
I bear a large responsibility in dealing with this hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want me to say to that? That's a
I
fact.
need help.
Okay, here's another one. Let's see what this one is.
I feel like you guys definitely fight about the amount of cookies Colleen makes. Like, Erik will wake up and he'll just see a tray of cookies and be like, you made cookies again. You made them last night. And Colleen's just like, okay, what do you want me to do about that? You want me to stop?
Could you imagine if I talked to you that way? Like, if I was just like, okay, well, what do you want me to do about that?
I hear you, but these people get me. Like
what? You're not mad about my cookies.
I'm not mad about your cookies, but you make them every night.
Imagine,
and that's fine.
Imagine a world where a husband goes to his buddies and says, man, my wife, she makes cookies from scratch every night. What a bitch.
That's not what I'm saying, but she did touch on something here that I could bring to your attention.
Okay.
That the first thing I do, I get up before you in the mornings.
Well, no, you don't. I get up before you, and then you get up, and then I sleep. So Erik and I take shifts.
Whoa.
No, don't even. I get up at 6 a.m. with our little rascal, and I'm with him for a couple hours, and then you're with him so that I can nap, which is so sweet.
Thing.
We'll get into that later.
I just meant I come down. Fine, I come downstairs before you come downstairs.
That's true.
And the first thing I do every morning is I take this. There's always a single cookie that you've not eaten on the cookie tray. So the first thing I do every day is like kind of have to ball up and throw away this buttery, crusty piece of parchment paper and put it in the trash.
You know what, love?
That bothers me.
I know every night I will eat 2 cookies, and I always make an extra one in case you want it.
It's all coming
so
from
you're
a great
literally
place.
complaining that I make you a fresh cookie just in case you want it. So if you don't eat it, it goes in the trash.
I do sometimes eat that cookie. But I'm just saying, every day I'm like, I have to throw that out and then put the cookie sheet away. And
well, then you know what? I won't make it for you.
I don't know if you've ever even noticed.
I do notice. Thank you. And I won't make you cookies ever again.
See, that's all you had to do is say thank you.
Okay, thank you. Oh my God. Are we like actually in therapy?
Yeah.
All right, let's find
Resolving issues.
Okay, so this one, for the people who are just listening and not watching, this one is literally, she's using a broccoli filter. So it looks like a piece of broccoli is sitting in a question.
So I think first, y'all get mad at each other somewhat about the lights. I may be wrong, but I'm kind of getting the vibe that sometimes Colleen leaves a lot of lights on, and then Erik gets kind of mad and tells her to like stop doing it, and then it's the other way around sometimes, but then Erik is going to deny it, but I could just be making up this
You love this person because she just said that at the end.
Oh no, I love it because she said the Colleen leaves on lights, and you're like, yes. And she goes, and maybe sometimes Erik does it too. And you go, nope. And then she said, but he's going to deny it.
Well, here's the thing.
Amazing.
You leave every single light on in this house constantly. Okay.
I do leave lights
and
on.
before I go to bed, I'll like turn off all the lights. But if I happen to go to bed before you, I'll come down in the morning and every single light in like closet lights will somehow be on.
Listen, I'm scared of the dark. What do you want me to do? Just like have lights off and get murdered?
No, it's love.
Like, when the lights are out,
it
you
costs
get
money,
murdered.
right? Like, and it's energy and like.
I know, but I can't be the one to turn them off because I don't want to get killed.
It doesn't make any.
It doesn't make sense. People who are afraid of the dark out there will understand. You can't be the one turning off the lights if you're a woman like me.
I just said I do it. I'm the only one that's ever. I don't think. Do you know where the light switches are?
I do know where the light switches are, and I'm sorry that I forget to turn off the light switches sometimes.
This is really great. This is really great feedback from you guys.
For everyone who's just listening.
And everyone seems to be on
my
my
eyes so
side.
Hard. They're like all the way. I can see through my anus right now.
Nobody has said like, I bet you they fight because Erik does this, and it's really annoying. They've all been like, every single one.
You know why?
Has been like, I bet you Colleen does this.
You know why?
Because
this is the downfall of me putting my life on the internet, and you don't. They know me. They know all the annoying things I do because I talk about it. Yours aren't aired out yet. We haven't aired out your pantaloons in the wind to let people know what the things are that you do.
You got something on your mind?
No, I'm just saying.
Give me one. What you got?
We are not going there. I'm not about to do that. We're going to find one more on this thing.
I think you guys might fight over like leaving socks out or something.
Wait, what does that mean? Leaving socks out?
Your socks are always out, love, and it drives me crazy.
Wait, but what does that mean, leaving socks out? Is that like this girl must have been grounded for that once or something. Like she's like, this is an issue that adults must have.
Adults go through socks.
Like this must be the thing people fight about. Is like socks.
Well,
I do leave my socks out, but I leave everything out.
You leave everything out. You'll put clothes in the laundry. Mm-hmm. And you'll move them from the washer to the dryer, but then they will sit in the dryer until I then take them out of the dryer, and then I'll put them on our bed, thinking like that you're gonna fold them. Then they'll like be on our bed for like 2 days. I'll be sleeping beneath them. Then eventually be like, all right, well I'll fold them, but I'm gonna put them on the ground next to the bed, so here they are. Next to the bed, where you're going to have to step over them every single night and morning.
Like this episode
unless
is
you put them in a drawer or closet, and they'll just sit there until you don't even know what's clean anymore or dirty because it's just a pile of half clean.
Here's the thing: is that
they're there right now.
That's true, but here's the thing.
What?
These aren't things we fight about. These are just things that annoy you. And so basically the first like 15 minutes of this podcast are just us talking about all the reasons you don't like me. So
oh no, it's not. I love your sock problem.
Oh, please. All right. Listen.
I think that they just get me. They know what I'm going through.
Okay, wait. I think this one is good. Oh yeah, here we go.
Hey. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Erik. First of all, Colleen, I've been watching you for like over a decade. I know I look like a fetus,
Thank you.
But girl, you get any closer with this camera, it's going to look like Mars. So anyway, my question, I guess, is more so specifically directed at Erik.
Oh, God.
In the beginning of the relationship, did any like tiffs or like drama come about from dating someone who is famous?
Well, I don't think we ever got in a fight, but it was very strange, the fact that there was this large public interest in your life, and I think a little bit of like seeking out some sort of like controversy or something that is invented and not. I mean, when we first started dating, I don't know that we were not public about it.
Right. So if we went anywhere together, it was like, I sometimes get recognized when I'm out and about. And so we would like be like, oh, we can't hold hands because then people will know we're dating. But we didn't have fights. There's no drama.
There was no, I was never like mad at you for,
never at all
for any of that.
I feel like, in fact, even though like, we started dating, but we weren't public about it. And we, tried to keep it private. We tried to keep our relationship as private as possible for as long as we could, which wasn't quite very long because then I got pregnant.
And then you got pregnant. We were like, and then, yeah, that was crazy.
But I will say, wait, I wanted to finish this one thought.
Sure, please.
Is that he was the opposite when I would get recognized. You were never annoyed or bothered. It was never drama. In fact, I remember, and this still to this day, when I get recognized, you're always like, that's so cool. Like, I always want to say like, that's my wife or that's my girlfriend. Like, this person admires you. Like, this other person loves you as much as I do.
They get it.
And I always thought that was so sweet. Like that it never caused drama or problems at all. Like, from what I remember.
No.
All right, guys, it is time for our first sponsor of the episode. You know them, we know them, we love them. It is Apostrophe. Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company for people that are ready to take their acne seriously. We all know that prescription acne medication works, but the process of getting it is kind of obnoxious. You have to go to the doctor and you have to make an appointment and wait forever, and then you have to go to the pharmacy. It's all annoying. So, especially during a pandemic. That's why we are so excited to work with Apostrophe. They're awesome because all you have to do is go online and fill out a questionnaire about your skin concerns and your medical history. Then you just snap a few selfies and your board certified dermatologist will get back to you with a customized treatment plan tailored just for you. It is so fast. You get treated immediately and the medications are sent straight to your home. They do topical and oral medications so you can treat your acne from the inside out and the outside in. Apostrophe treats acne, and they can also help you hit your other skincare goals like reducing redness or wrinkles or even dark spots, which I have a lot of. So I am excited for the progress to begin. We are always on camera, so it's really important for us that our skin looks nice. You know, Erik's an actor, I'm a YouTuber, and I post videos every single day. It is something that I've always been really insecure about. So it's nice to find a product that finally is working and making me feel a little bit more secure in my skin. So I have to say, I think my favorite thing about it, though, is just how easy it is.
Easy to like.
I hate going to the doctor.
Yeah.
So the fact that we just do it quickly
you
online.
just take a quiz, take some pictures, then like an actual dermatologist.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing.
Get you that stuff.
Get $15 off your first visit with a board-certified dermatologist at apostrophe.com/relax and use our code RELAX. This code is only available to our listeners. So to get started, like I said, go to apostrophe.com/relax and click Begin Visit. Then use the code RELAX at sign up and you'll get $15 off your dermatology visit. It's amazing. That's apostrophe.com/
I'm guessing it's relax.
It is relax. Apostrophe.com/relax. Use that code RELAX to get your dermatology visit for $15 off. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring the podcast.
Thank you, Apostrophe.
Thank you, Apostrophe. You guys are the best. All right. So I figure since we just all got to hear about all the things that you don't like about me.
Come on.
We could move on to something fun, which would be love languages. Okay. So someone actually recommended this. Someone said you guys should do like a love language compatibility type test thing.
I've heard love languages as like a thing before, but I had no idea what it was. Is it just a very basic looking online quiz that you take? That's what love language is?
No,
or is it like
no. Okay, there are a bunch of like quizzes you can take online for like compatibility and whatever, but this one actually is a really great one. There are 5, supposedly, that's the word I'm looking for. Supposedly there's 5 love languages, and whichever one connects to you the most is the way that you express and receive love. So there's words of affirmation, like quality time, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch.
Wow, you have these memorized.
Yes, I know these very well.
Oh, okay.
I've talked about them a lot. It was like, I feel like in college, everyone talked about these because I went to a very religious school, and the common phrase at this religious school was ring by spring. So we all knew everything about relationships.
Like wedding ring? Engagement ring?
Yes, ring by spring.
Spring of what?
By spring of that year.
Freshman year?
Yes. So I was 17 when I went to college. And
there was pressure on you to be engaged by the end of your 17-year-old freshman year of college?
Yes.
That is not what my college experience was like.
So I knew all of these like weird relationship-y type things. This is very popular, at least where I went to school. And I asked my sister about it the other day, and she said it was like that for her too when she went to school there. So she knew what all these love languages were when I brought it up to her the other day.
I had no idea.
So yeah, so basically whichever one you relate to the most is how you receive and give love to someone.
It really can be that specific because like, what if you like all of those things?
Well, I'm sure everyone likes all of those things. But like, for example, to me, like Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So one may mean more to someone than the other. So for someone like my sister, she told me that her top one is physical touch. That's how she receives and gives love the most, is through physical touch. And the lowest one on the totem pole for her was gift giving. So if someone gave her a gift, she'd think it was sweet and she likes that. But if someone gives her a hug, it means way more.
Of course, yeah.
So, but that's not the same for everyone. Some people would feel way more loved by receiving a gift than by getting a hug. So,
and you don't think that, and that's not not in a superficial way, not in like a,
no,
I
not
just
at all.
like stuff, give me stuff.
No, I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about that because, well, think about when I've given you gifts, you go like, oh my gosh, you thought about me.
Yeah, like
while you were, it's like that.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, we both took this test this week, but we don't know the others' answers. And I want to guess what yours is. And I want you to guess what mine is, like the scale of like what they are. Because we took this test online.
I screenshotted it.
And you get a percentage of each one. So I'm going to guess which one your top one is. And then we're going to talk about what they actually are.
Yeah.
And I just think this is interesting. All right. So I wonder how close.
So this is like is this like a psychological study, or it's not just a BuzzFeed quiz or whatever?
I think someone wrote a book. Like some person wrote a book on it, and so here we go. Love languages. Okay, so I'm gonna guess yours. Oh wait, I'm kind of nervous about this. I feel like
it'd be really easy for you.
I feel like you. Well, see, I was gonna say gifts for you because you, but now you're like that's superficial. Well, so I'm not gonna guess that.
I don't know.
But
yeah.
I would, because I feel like you always, like, especially the beginning of our relationship, you were always giving me gifts, like always giving me gifts. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like such a big love language for him. He's constantly giving me gifts.
Well, it was also like there was a surprise element of that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd never thought about like I'm going to win her over with presents.
No,
I just thought it was like...
I feel like that's like one of your love languages.
Yeah, maybe in the way I like express it then. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I thought that was going to be one of your top. I didn't think it would be the top, but now I definitely don't think it is because of the way
given that away. Okay.
I bet yours... Oh, I'm nervous. I bet yours is probably similar to mine. I bet your top one is maybe acts of service and quality time are probably the top two for you, I bet.
Okay.
And what do you think mine? Or let's talk about it. What's yours?
My top one is physical touch.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes. What's the best part of my day?
When you like lay in my lap and I like play with your hair, tickle your back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
That's when I feel like at my best and my most like comfortable and loved by you, for sure.
That I wouldn't have guessed that. And not because I don't think that like you don't love physical touch. It's because like we're not a very touchy feely, like, and we're not very PDA-ish in public or like during the day and stuff.
We're never in public. What are you talking about?
Well, like when we were in public and also like even at home, like, yeah, of course we'll like cuddle and like, you know, we have physical touch, but it's not like a lot throughout the day. Do you know what I mean? So I just didn't think that was something.
You're always working. You're always in your office working. When we pass each other, like
I don't know. I'm just surprised
on the stairs.
Wait, I'm shook. Okay, wait.
Touchy. What are you talking about?
I'm just surprised. I'm so surprised. I'm like, I guess I need to touch you more to show you that I love you.
That's definitely true.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I did not think that. Okay, so wait, now guess what mine is, because then we're going to go through like the percentages.
I'm guessing it's acts of service or quality time, because those are the two things you said before, but I'll go with acts of service, I guess.
Is that what you thought prior to me saying that?
Yes, it would have been what I would have thought prior, yes.
It is 100% acts of service.
Yeah.
All right, so then my next, so my top one was acts of service, then it's words of affirmation, then it's receiving gifts, then it's quality time, and my lowest is physical touch. And yours, the top one is physical touch. Your next one is words of affirmation, then quality time, then acts of service, then receiving gifts. So we're almost like opposite.
Does that mean we're not compatible?
No, it doesn't mean we're not compatible. It just means that like you try to adjust. The point of this is that you try to adjust how you show love so that you're doing the thing the other person feels the most loved by. Do you know what I mean?
Listen to me. You really started a podcast with me for therapy.
Love.
You really did.
No,
You're proving it now.
Real. Listen, so like now I know I need to do more physical touch with you. I need to, throughout the day, give you more hugs and kisses and snugs.
You do though.
But you need more. It's how you feel love.
I know. I find it odd that you're like, we never even touch.
No, I didn't mean like that. I'm just saying like it never seemed like, to me, I never would have guessed that was your top way of showing love. I just never would have assumed that. That's crazy to me. But I would have assumed gift giving was way higher for you. But anyway, so now now I know to do that more. So I know to show you love, to make sure you feel loved. I do your top one more.
Well, I mean, I'll take a gift too if you're.
Well, sure. I'll get you something. But then on top of that, then you hear what mine is, which is acts of service. And then you do that. If you want to show me love, that's how you show me love. And then you also.
I do, right? I do acts of
course you do.
I don't really even know what acts of service means in the definition of this internet quiz from 5lovelanguages.com. Like, you know.
Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibilities weighing on an acts of service person will speak volumes. The words he or she most wants to hear are, let me do that for you. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tell the speakers of this language their feelings don't matter.
Yeah. That's why I would have guessed that for you, because I know for sure, like, you appreciate, like, I feel like me doing something like that for you to help you, or an act of service, you would appreciate that more than me, like, giving you flowers. I don't know.
Well, I would like that too, though. You can do that.
And I do get you flowers, but I also do tons
of course you do.
Acts of
Of course you do. But like my sister was like, I know yours is acts of service, which is why every time you make me dinner, I feel loved by you, because even though that's not my love language, I know it's yours. So I know when you make me dinner, you're saying I love you. Or like, I will never forget my best friend Heather in college. I was stressed out one week, and it was like finals week. And one night when I got home to my apartment, she had gone grocery shopping for me. And I was like, I sobbed. I was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. I mean, this is my best friend. We had given each other so many incredible presents, gone on vacations together. And that was the thing that made me cry.
Yeah.
Like someone running an errand or making a phone call that I don't want to make, like that to me is like, will make me bawl my eyes out. I think that's so nice.
Yeah, you've said that to me before, like if I've like responded to emails.
I know.
Freaking emails.
Or like phone
for
calls.
You were like, I effing love you. Like when I did,
I want to make out with you right now.
That's the sexiest thing you've ever done.
I called the pool guy today, and I'm like,
I think I
want to make out with you.
It was something like that. Like, yeah,
it's true.
The pool guy,
because like little things like that, just like the things on my to-do list are what stress me out the most. So people willingly taking those things off of my to-do list.
I think it was that I re-registered the car.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so
hot. You know what I mean? You're like, that's
so
the hottest thing you've ever done.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
You just taking control and being like, I'm going to get this stuff done that no one wants to do.
You're like, I don't want a hug. I don't want a gift. I don't want quality time.
No, I do. Quality time was
You don't have to say anything nice to me, but you registered.
No, it's just that's the top. Like, just that I like them all. It's just like, that's like the one that means the most to me. And so love languages, it just means now we understand what each other's top love languages. So now when you do physical touch to me, I know you are telling me you love me. That's how you're expressing your love to me.
Sure. And that's great. This is nice to talk about, but you do realize like we could just say like, hey, I like it when it relaxes me when you tickle my back, you know what I mean? Or just let me lay in your lap for a second.
Okay.
And you're like, I like it when you do stuff. Like we don't have to be like, because a guy wrote a book once called Love Language.
Okay, relax.
It just seems so
silly.
silly.
You're so rude. Because listen.
Did you write it?
No, I didn't write it, but I do think it's cool to see, like, after taking a test, like, which one is, like, I didn't know that your top, like, the way you feel most loved is through physical touch.
I'm surprised that you didn't.
See? But you tell me every day, can you please touch my back? Can you please touch my... You do tell me every day. And I'm like, okay, why does he want me to do that? Miss 7% of physical touch and yours is 33%. Like because that's not a way I show or receive love. That's not how I feel loved or show love. I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, that's like lowest on my totem pole.
That's so odd to me.
It's not odd. It's
I feel like we have a physical relationship.
Very. But hey, of course we do.
But you hate it?
No,
you're uncomfortable with it.
No, you don't understand.
I feel weird now.
No,
I don't know that I feel better about.
Lovey, no, you're not listening. It's not that.
Get out of here, cat.
Oh my God, this is Lovey. Stop. I told you he hates the cats. Okay. Anyway, no, the point is not that you hate one. It's that you feel love the most through some of them more than others. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't feel loved by you through a hug or a kiss. It's that I feel loved by you when we hug or kiss or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah. Because
I feel more loved when you call the pool guy, or when you any type of thing like that you do. I'm like, oh my gosh, like when you take my laundry out of the laundry and then you fold it and leave it on the bed, then I leave it on the bed forever after that. That means so much to me. It's like, that was so sweet of him. Lovey. It's neat.
Funny. Well, I've always heard this. What's your love language thing? I've seen it like pop culture wise, but I was like, what are they?
Wait, what's your second one? About? Words of affirmation is second for you. Well, high up there.
Well, I don't. Again, I'm taking an internet quiz where the questions were silly. They were like not even very specific, but like I took that to mean like when you do you leave little notes. Like you do this cute thing where you'll like leave little notes for me around the house that are just like.
He caught me the other night doing it.
Yeah, like you woke me up in the middle of the night with a flashlight on in our.
So he had to work the next day, and he had his script open on the floor because he had to go to set the next morning. He had his script open on the floor, and he had a notebook open with like some notes he took. And so he was asleep, and I had my little flashlight on because it was dark in there. And I go and I write, "I love you so much" on his little notebook, so that when he goes to work and he opens up to look at his notes, he sees that I love him. And so I'm doing that. And I woke him up because I was too loud. And he sits up in bed and he goes, "What are you doing?" Because he just sees me hovering over his script, like writing something in his script.
With a flashlight. At like 3 a.m, by the way.
I was just writing you a note to tell you I love you. And he's like, just laid back down in bed all pissed.
I wasn't all pissed. It was just...
Which reminds me...
I think I fell back asleep immediately.
I did see one of the video responses we got. Someone was like, I think Eric gets really mad when Colleen accidentally is too loud at night slamming doors.
And is it an accident?
And I knew that you would love that one because he thinks I'm loud at night when he goes to sleep, and I am not. But anyway.
For such a skinny person, the amount of noise you make when you stomp around the house. Are your knees okay? You walk hard. You walk hard.
You need to relax. You know what I think, Lovey?
What?
I think you need to calm down, which leads me to our next sponsor, which is the Calm app. I love this. I'm so excited, you guys. Sleep is something that I definitely don't experience as often as I would like. I have really bad anxiety at night. It keeps me awake. I end up scrolling social media, watching videos to distract my brain, and then I end up staying up all night. It's really bad. Mm-hmm. That's why we're so excited to partner with Calm. This app is designed to help you ease stress and get the best sleep of your life. We've both been using this app.
I used it today.
Yeah. I used it a couple nights ago, actually.
Good for you.
We've been using this app since way before they partnered with us. So we were really excited when they wanted to work with us because it's genuinely the only thing that has worked for us in the last year of hecticness.
I'm like actually paying for it.
I know, me too. I really do. Before
free.
They gave it to us for free, we've been paying for it. So I'm an insomniac, and if you watch my videos or follow me on social media, you definitely know this. And I found that the only thing that can calm me down on those anxiety-filled nights is listening to a guided meditation. So even if I'm not able to fully fall asleep, which usually it does make me fall asleep, it does calm me down and it gets my brain off of all the stressful things that I'm thinking about.
I use it during the day.
I know. I'll walk in the room and you're listening to it while you're meditating on the yoga mat and just chilling. It's beautiful.
I'm that guy.
You're that guy, I guess. Yeah. Calm has a whole library of programs designed for healthy sleep, like soundscapes, guided meditations, and over 100 sleep stories narrated by soothing voices. Over 85 million people around the world use Calm to take care of their minds and get better sleep. And if you go to calm.com/RCE, which stands for Relax, Colleen, and Eric.
Oh, I get it.
You'll get a limited time offer of 40% off a Calm Premium subscription, which includes hundreds of hours of programming.
40%?
40% off.
Like I said, I'm paying for it.
I'm
not
paying
even
full price. I'm
getting
literally paying full price right now.
off.
So we should cancel and then go use this.
Tell them
we should use this this code.
Oh, yeah.
RZE, and we could get 40% off too.
Yeah.
For listeners of the show, Calm is offering this this special limited time promotion of 40% off, which now we're going to start using off of a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/RCE. That's 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library, and new content is added every week. Get started today at calm.com/RCE. That's calm.com/RCE. Check it out.
They have a sleep story. It's narrated by Matthew McConaughey. If that's
amazing.
Not for me, but if someone wants to fall asleep to like,
oh my gosh,
Matthew McConaughey telling
amazing.
you a story.
You know, life has gotten a little less stressful in the last week.
Oh yes, a weight has been lifted.
A weight has been lifted. We had a new president sworn into the office a week ago when our last podcast launched the day that it happened. And I wanted to talk about it today because it's a huge event in our history of America, obviously, for many reasons. Yeah. One, the nightmare is over of the last 4 years, but also...
This is a political podcast.
This is no. But I do think it's important to talk about for many reasons, but the number one reason is because I am so excited to have a woman as the vice president of the United States of America. It is such a big deal. It has made me emotional so many times, and it spurred a huge conversation with Erik, with my best friend Corey, with family members. I just can't stop talking about how big of a deal this is to me as a woman who is like a successful, hardworking, driven woman who's been knocked down so many times in my career just because I'm a woman, not just in my career, but in my life. To see a woman be vice president was jarring in a wonderful way. And so what I mean,
it is for me, and that is not my experience. And
right.
I think it's just so great.
Right. And I think the number one thing
and overdue.
Yes, definitely overdue. The number one thing that that day when she was sworn in that kind of blew my mind was when her husband took her hand and supported her. And because it's always been like the first lady, the woman stands by the man's side in those high positions of power. But to see a man standing by his wife's side, and the wife was in the position of power, it was powerful to me, because it's showing men all over the world that it's not intimidating or threatening for, to be with a woman who is confident and successful. You can be proud of her, and it doesn't make you weak, which I feel like has always been my impression before I met you. That was one of the first things that like surprised me about Erik and set him apart from like every person I've ever known in my life, other than like, my dad, was that he was so like supportive and excited for my success. And it's never been something that has been like threatening to you or like
no, not at
intimidating.
I always say I'm your biggest fan, and
when I'm yours, and that's how it should be. So the fact that my breath was taken away, seeing like a man just standing next to his wife, I was like, well, that's weird. That shouldn't take my breath away. That should be the standard. It should just be like a man should support his wife, and a wife should support her husband. Like that should just be like normal. The fact that it took my breath away made me start to think about all the other things that are kind of crooked or backwards or messed up in our society that have to do with women. And I started making a list, and I want to talk about this list right now.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
Because I'm excited.
Okay, is that an excited
and I'm about to get really intense and really passionate.
You're about to? Pretty sure you're already intense.
I know, but it's about to get more intense.
Just like a woman.
Okay, relax. So listen, I vlog every day, and I talk about issues that come up in our world, and I get a lot of comments that are like, there's no sexism. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no issues anymore with women's rights. Like, we fix it. And of course, those really piss me off. And I'm not here right now to talk about, like, this is not a political podcast. We're not here to talk about the pay gap, which is insane. We're not here to talk about the pink tax. Do you know about the pink tax?
Yeah.
So for anyone listening who doesn't know about the pink tax, women are taxed more just because they're made for women on like random products, like a razor. If it's the exact same razor, if it's pink, you get taxed more, or it costs more. Yeah. Like they upcharge you.
Right.
So like I was buying a toy for Flynn, and I was doing like a video where I was like seeing what it would be like to buy like quote unquote girl products, whatever the heck that means.
I know what you're about to say. That's crazy.
I'm not kidding. There was a product that was like a learning product to help teach the alphabet and words and stuff. And the normal one was like $17, and they'd use the exact same product, but they made it pink, and it said like 4 girls, and it was over $20.
Really?
Same company, same everything. It was pink. Isn't that crazy?
Why?
Because we're women.
So you should pay more for
yes,
things?
There's so many things. So anyway, I just said I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not talking about the big issues. So the injustice with assault, and there's so many horrendous things that happen for women that need to be fixed. I'm not going to talk about those things. Okay, I want to talk about the little things that you guys don't even realize are sexist or are misogynistic. Okay. I wonder how many things you've thought about before. Probably all of them, because I talk about this all the time. Okay. So like, for just little things, like for example, like when, there's Mr. like Mr. Stocklin, but for me, there was Miss Ballinger, but now I'm Mrs. Ballinger because I'm married. So if a woman is not married, she's a miss, but then once she's married, she's a Mrs. Men, there's no equivalent to that because no one cares if a man is married or not.
Is that why? There's not like
Yes.
some like old...
I looked everything. I know the history of all of it, honey. I could tell you all of it. And for women, it's so that you know if they're taken or not. You know if they are property of a man or not. Because your value is dependent on whether you are married or not as a woman. Obviously, this has changed now, but these traditions have not changed.
Yeah, there's certainly a double standard there, but
That's crazy.
I've never thought like, oh, she's a Mrs. That means she's someone's property.
No,
like,
but
you also just brought up that you kept your last name.
That's a whole other thing.
Well, I had never had any problem whatsoever. I thought that was great.
Yeah,
good for you. Of course.
Yeah.
It would be very. For
the
for
whole
me,
concept.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be strange if
of weddings, all of that.
now you're just weddings.
Oh, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Weddings are the history of weddings. It's crazy. So like, for example, last names, let's start there. People all the time, I get comments like, why didn't you take his last name? How come you wouldn't take his last name? Like people are so angry that I didn't take your last name.
Really?
Yes. I get comments about it a lot. And I didn't take his last name because I didn't want to. Like, it's like that. It's literally that simple. I didn't want to. And I'll tell you why. I didn't want to, not because I don't love him, not because I don't want to be a family with him, but because I like my last name. I like the history of my last name. I didn't want that part of my identity to be taken away. And I hate the history of taking the man's last name. The history is that women were viewed as property. And so it was passing the property from one man to another, the father to another man. And so you knew who she belonged to as property, depending on what her last name was. I'm not someone's property, honey. I am me. And something I love about this man sitting next to me is that when the idea of a last name came up, I didn't even have to talk about it. I was like, I don't know about taking your last name. He's like, you're not going to take my last name. What? I wasn't expecting that. Like he was like, no, not at all. And I wanted to keep my last name. He wanted to keep his. And that was that. I mean, it's not a big deal. Like it was, and it's so weird to me that it's such a big deal to people. And there's no shame.
Yeah, but I mean, my mom has my
mom does too.
Yeah, and I'm not like, well, that's because she's my dad's property.
Of course
not. And I was never like, well, when I get married, she needs to take my last name so she can be my property. Like,
of course not.
It's not really a thought.
Of course not. And my sister-in-law, like, she took my brother's last name. Most women, like the majority of women, take the husband's last name. Of course, there's no shame in doing that.
Maybe some people just like to do that.
Of course, yeah. They're excited to like have the same last name as their partner and become one. I'm just saying it should be a discussion between the man and the woman who are about to become a family, and it should be their decision. And it's weird that it's expected. It's weird that everyone in society is like, the woman has to take the man's last name. It should be a conversation of, do you want my last name? Do I want yours? Do we want a new last name? Do we want to combine our last names? Like, it should just be a conversation. Why is it expected?
Yeah. I don't feel like less of a family. Because
zero.
Right, yeah, but that would be cool if like when people got married, they were like, all right, now we have to think of a married last name because we're like a family now. Like you had to think of like new one.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, what would
I don't know.
I'd have to think about that.
I have to think about it. But okay, so I have a really long list and I'm already talking way too much. I'm sorry. I promise this is fun. Is this fun? Okay, listen, there's so many things. Okay, so also the fact that you are now man and wife. Think about that sentence. Did you ever think about that sentence, listeners?
I feel like I've always heard you're now husband and wife. I don't know if I've heard man and wife.
Really?
I now pronounce you
man and wife.
Oh, and that's what.
No one says I now pronounce you husband and wife.
I feel like I've heard that.
Well, good. You've been to weddings with
woke weddings,
people.
Yeah.
But it's usually man and wife because she's not a woman. She's the wife. Gross. It's not gross to be a wife. It's gross to be property of a man.
What did Rachel say at ours? Did she say that?
I think Jacob wrote it. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Had children, right?
It was hilarious. Like our wedding was like.
Are we actually married? Is this legally
we
binding?
stood in line at the courthouse. We better be married. But yes, we just had like a really fun like get together with family at our house. Also, the dad walking the daughter down the aisle. Why aren't both parents? Who gives
this woman? Yeah.
That's still a thing. Who gives this woman to this man? Like people still say that in weddings today.
I know, but I don't think that it's still. I know that surely it carried that meaning when this custom was originated, but I don't think when it's happening today, or maybe I'm being an optimist here, that people are taking these traditional phrases seriously with the weight of what it used to mean. I think it's just like a tradition, and that they.
But the tradition is rooted in so much yuckiness.
I know.
And also,
I know.
It's not like it could have a double meaning. Who gives this woman to be married to this man? That can't be taken any other way than the way that it means.
I know,
a man is giving a human to another man. It's weird.
I know, but I just can't imagine like a father walking his daughter down the aisle and thinking like, well, I'm about to like...
I'm not implying that.
Like give her as a piece of property to this person, like you know what I mean? Like I don't think anyone who uses those terms and all the traditions is thinking that. I don't think I hope not, but I don't think that anyone has the intention of like, oh yes, this is my daughter who is my property and I'm giving her to someone else to be their property. I don't think anyone has that mindset. But because no one has that mindset, why are we still saying these things that are extremely misogynistic and sexist? Well, yeah,
why are we still saying that?
I mean, they're all dowries.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's all. I guess they're so very strange.
Like that's weird. Why don't we change that? Why haven't we changed the term?
I think people do. Like they customize it.
Sometimes, not. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm playing devil's advocate here, and I maybe shouldn't be. But
no, you can. Please do.
But that like people like to. They dream of doing this and having this day, and like there's on both sides, on all sides, from all perspectives, and they like. And the dream of that involves like the custom of it, however rooted in like.
Yeah, but at what point do humans go like, we love a tradition, but why do you love a tradition? Like, why don't you analyze that for 2 seconds? And
I don't know.
Like,
I don't think anybody likes turkey, but like.
Right, like that's why we don't like turkey's out.
Well, I guess
turkey's canceled.
Yeah. Okay.
Think about like also there's more little things. Okay, there's so many things, but like think about like a wife beater is the name of a shirt. We haven't changed that yet. Why aren't we changing the name of that shirt?
Well, it doesn't say that on the packaging, right?
Of course, but everyone refers to it as that. Why? That's horrible.
I've heard there's several like kind of derogatory terms for that specific type of undershirt that like are not just that. Like there's other ones too that.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you said it and I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And we call it like people called them that when they wore them. I don't know.
My gosh. I could go on and on.
I don't own any of this.
No, you don't. I could go on and on forever about the wedding side of things. You don't even want to know the history of a garter and like the garter toss. It's terrifyingly awful.
Well, I actually do. What is it?
Love, it's freaking weird. It's weird that happens. Okay, there's so many things. Okay, we have to talk. We need to take a little break. I've got, this list is so long. I could talk about this for 18 episodes. I have such a long list of things. But I do want to talk about our next sponsor before I continue ranting about the sexist things in our society today, okay? So I'm very excited about this next sponsor. It is Stitch Fix. You guys, if any of you are like me, 2020 destroyed my fashion. Not that I ever had good fashion, but basically all I've worn in the last year is like leggings, sweatpants, and sweatshirts.
Your own merch.
And my own merch. Yes, that is true. But Stitch Fix can help any of you out there, if you're having the same problem as me, they can help you to feel excited about what you're wearing again. A Stitch Fix personal stylist can help you pick new pieces that are completely timeless and awesome. It's really super cool. So they offer clothing that is hand-selected by expert stylists for your own unique size, style, and budget. It's a completely different and fun way to find clothes that you will love to wear. Every piece is chosen for your fit and your life, and it's the easy solution to finding what makes you look and feel your best. So when I was filling out the little questionnaire online, it asks you tons of questions about your lifestyle, the types of clothes you usually wear, what you're comfortable in. I put in that I'm a mother and, I'm a busy woman, so you put in all this information so they know I'm not going to be running around in heels. Don't send me any heels. Don't send me a mini skirt. That's not my jam, So they definitely, cater to your lifestyle. So you try on your pieces at home before you buy them. You keep what you love and you return what you don't. Stitch Fix has free shipping, easy returns and exchanges, and a prepaid return envelope that is included. There's no subscription required, so you can try Stitch Fix once or set up automatic deliveries. You'll pay just a $20 styling fee for each box, which gets credited towards pieces you keep. And there are no hidden fees ever. Stitch Fix has styles and clothing to fit any occasion for women, men, and kids. We need to do it for Flynn. We haven't done it for Flynn yet.
I should say that I did do this and I liked it. And they were 5 for 5 and I kept all
I know.
5
he was so excited when he got his first Stitch Fix box. He he had to do a show and tell. He's like, hello.
I did do a show.
He was very excited about his show and tell.
Well,
to show
it's
everything
a surprise box with 5, and I didn't, you don't have to pick them out. A stylist does.
I know. A stylist picks out your clothes. Shopping online is so stressful because you don't know if it's going to fit you. You don't know what to get. It's very overwhelming. So this eliminates all of that.
Whoever did it did a good job. 5 for 5.
Yeah. So they ship all over the US and they're available in the UK as well. So you guys can get started today at stitchfix.com/relax and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/relax for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. Stitchfix.com/relax. So go check it out. It's super fun. And it is very exciting when you get the box, open it up and see what things you have a personal stylist and they sent you stuff. It's very exciting. So now that we have talked about garter tosses and clothing items,
I didn't know that.
I do want to get back into this. You guys, I have a really long list, and I promise if anyone is bored of this, first of all, get a life, because you should be educated on the on the sexism in our country and the sexualism in our country, the sexualization of women. But I'm not going to get into that today.
I feel like you could only be barely scratching the surface of all these things.
I'm not even touching the itch. I'm just thinking about how there's a location that itches. I'm very passionate because I don't like that people, there are literally people who think that there's not an issue. They think, and I'm talking about the minimal things. I'm talking about the silly little things.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm not talking about the real issues at hand. These are silly little things. For example, body hair. Why is it gross for women to have body hair? Who says when a woman has armpit hair, who says, ew, that's gross? Men. And guess what men have? Armpit hair. Why is it gross that a woman has it? You freaking have it, loser.
I don't know. Why are you challenging me?
I'm just asking.
Also, you hate
I hate body hair. And that is my choice to take it off.
Okay, I was just going to say
No, listen, if you shave your armpits, I'd be like, love that. Wouldn't care. I would think that was popping. But
are you now asking me to shave my armpits?
Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
Okay.
But I'm just saying it's weird to me that it's disgusting, quote unquote, if a girl has leg hair or armpit hair or face hair. And for men, it's not gross. For what reason? And for what? For what? Why?
Well, I don't think it's gross when you see a woman with armpits. I think it's because of societal norms, it's it's surprising.
It's something you definitely notice. Yeah, of course. Me too.
And I definitely have seen guys with extremely long armpit hair, and I'm like, dude, you got to knock that back a little. So I think, can this go both ways?
Yeah, sure. I guess it can. Well, I mean, what do you mean, can it go both ways?
And certainly a lot of men shave their legs.
I think it can.
Right?
Yeah, sure. But it's not gross if a man shaves his legs. It's just oh, he shaved his legs. I want,
Okay.
It's not gross, but for a woman, people say it's gross. If a woman has if I had armpit hair and I took a picture, holding Flynn up in the air and you could see my armpit hair, all the comments would be like, ew,
Yeah.
gross, shave your armpits. Where if you pick up Flynn and you have armpit hair, everyone won't even comment on your armpit hair. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't notice it.
Yeah.
Speaking of posting pictures of our son, that's a whole, oh my gosh, that's a whole other thing. Like another thing that drives me crazy is that the way women and men are treated as parents. Moms are shamed for any decision they make, while dads can do the bare minimum and be praised. Now, you should be praised because you are an exceptionally incredible dad. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be praised for how wonderful of a dad you are. I just think it's odd that like Ali Wong, is that comedian's name?
Uh-huh.
She had some great bits in her comedy special, her first comedy special, when she was pregnant, about how like, she's like, every time my husband goes to the doctor's appointment with me, everyone's like, he's such a good dad.
Yeah.
I'm at every appointment.
Yeah.
No one tells me I'm a good mom. And it's very, very that. Like, because I work, I'm considered a working mom. But you don't ever hear working dad. No one would say you're a working dad.
Yeah, sure. But like,
I'm a career woman. You're not a career man.
But if I were to say that I was a stay-at-home dad, people were like, "Well, that's not a thing," and
Exactly.
I would be looked down. Like that would be
totally. I totally agree.
negative
That's horrible. That's so stupid. I think it's completely dumb that women can be stay-at-home moms or housewives. There's nothing wrong with those things. In fact, stay-at-home parenting is like the hardest thing in the world, in my opinion.
for sure. Yeah, it absolutely is. Anyone who is staying home.
Oh my God.
Good.
I think it's like the hardest job in the world to be a stay-at-home parent. So there's no shame being a stay-at-home parent, but it's fine if women are stay-at-home moms, but if dads are stay-at-home dads, it is for sure like he's a deadbeat. Why doesn't he have a job? Right. Complete double standard. Of course. Like, I think that's so stupid. There's tons of double standards when it comes to parenting with men and women. It's crazy. Why? Oh my gosh. I have a very long list.
I think people just in general in comments on things on the internet love to be.
It's not just comments online. It's in person.
No, I know.
Think about this.
Hate for the sake of conversation. I feel like I have to like play the other side of very obviously.
No, Eric and I have many.
Things.
No. Eric and I have had many conversations. He's like, he's wonderful, and every time this is brought up, he's always like, I think women should be in charge of everything.
Like truly, yeah.
I don't think that. I think that I certainly don't think women are better than men. I don't think that like.
Well, we haven't been doing so great.
No, I just think there should be equality. I'm not.
It shouldn't be a thing.
People cringe when I say I'm a feminist. I'm like, it just means I want equal rights. I think women and men should be treated the same way, and that's exactly why we're bringing up the things like stay-at-home dad. Why is that looked down on? That should change.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Like, of course I want that to change.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, Lovey. I think we should all stop saying grow some balls. We should all stop saying you're a PUSSY, because so you use the female anatomy, use the female organs to say if someone is weak, and you use the male organs to say you're strong. Get a life.
Yeah, I feel like I even said that. I don't even know in what context, but I said that to you about something a long time ago, and you were like, thanks.
Yeah. If someone calls me a I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
That is the biggest compliment in the world, because that is some strong ish.
You're right.
Because it stretches and pushes out a freaking human being and can get ripped to shreds. Ripped to shreds, mother trucker. Millions of stitches and still going strong, girl.
Is that the name of the episode? Ripped to shreds?
Ripped to shreds, and she's still going strong, and she could do it again. Yet if I went like this, love, if I went boop, just like a little, like that, just a little flick on the balls, you'd be on the floor. So why do we say grow some balls when like I could literally just go.
All right, from now on,
if
someone's scared, don't be balls.
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 Don't be weak, sensitive balls. Yeah.
I'm just saying that one's a little backwards.
Grow up.
Grow up. Don't be balls. Yeah, we're saying don't be balls.
Don't be balls.
So sensitive. I'm just saying, Lovey, that's a big deal. Dad bod, hot. After you give birth, they're like, snap back. You better get back in shape. But if a dad gains weight after just being a dad and not birthing a human, ooh, sexy dad bod. Not fair. Crazy. I got a long list, Lovey. This episode should be called I Got a Long List. I feel like I've said that 100 times.
Are people like dad bods? That's hot?
Yeah. You haven't heard that? A dad bod?
I've heard like dad bod, but I didn't know that was like some sort of ideal.
Oh my gosh, Lovey.
That's what girls want?
I just want your body. I don't care what other bodies look like. You know what is another big one? So there's a lot. Are you so bored? Because you've heard me talk about all these things 1,000 times.
This is all we ever talk about.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a big one, guys. And you might not even be aware of this one. Interviews. I feel like my eyes were really opened to like sexism in the workplace, at least in our field of like the entertainment industry, when we did Haters Back Off, because I saw it on set. I mean, no one was like viciously cruel to me because I was a woman. It's just, I feel like I was, if I asked for things or was confident in decisions that I wanted to be made, I was considered bossy, as opposed to like when my brother would do the same request, because we are producing partners, me and my brother, it would just be respected and done. And like, oh, Christopher's so smart, you know, but for me, it was like, oh, she's bossy.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a man called bossy?
Or a diva?
Never. But that wasn't even what I was going to say.
Do you remember you telling me so you needed something to get done and you had Christopher go
all the time?
Ask,
yeah, it would get done if I had like a guy go ask. But this is the crazy one, is that when I was interviewed for press, that's when I was like, ugh, because I had just produced, written, and starred in my own Netflix original series. I'd been working on it for almost a decade. And I was so excited to do all these interviews and talk about the process of creating and producing and writing and starring in a show. And I know this sounds braggy because I'm a girl, so everyone out there is probably like, oh, she's so braggy right now. But I'm just saying, like, I was excited. I'm a narcissist. I was so excited to be interviewed about it. And every interview, they said, so we loved the show. We're so excited to watch the show, whatever. What was it like having to be a woman playing an ugly girl?
Yeah.
And I remember at one point I was like, well, have you asked men this question?
You're so brave.
Yes, it was always, you're so brave. And I always wanted to be like, you know, it's my face. Like, you're just saying that my face without makeup on and with a little extra lipstick, I'm ugly and I'm brave for just showing my face without makeup on. Like, you know, that's what you're saying, first of all. Second of all,
you do more than that with your face.
Sure.
But yes, it is
But second of all, like, what do you mean? Like, I'm an actress and I'm like playing a character. Why is it brave of me to like play a character that's not a pretty person?
Yeah, certainly. I don't think any male actor playing any kind of character role where they made themselves look less handsome, so to speak, would get like, you're so brave for that. I certainly don't think that. So
I feel like I'd be on the phone for hours doing interviews, and I would always be so drained after, because I always wanted to talk about how hard I worked on this project and how passionate I was about this project and what led me to get to the place that I was. And I was always met with these questions about my looks and my love life. And it was never about the hard work I'd put into this thing I was so excited about. And so like, even that, like even little things like that, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much that needs to change. I know this is like small potatoes compared to a lot of the big issues in our world, but like, I'm just trying to say, guys, there's a lot of things. I didn't want to get like political up in here. I was just trying to show off like just even little things you might not think about.
A comedy podcast.
Okay,
everybody.
Listen.
Find us under the genre of comedy in the apps.
Think about, but listen, Lovey, bitch face. That's not fair. What's the equivalent
we're still
for
going
men?
On this. Okay.
I could go on forever.
I know you could.
Why is it bitch face? So my face doesn't look pleasant enough for you, so you have to call me a bitch because I'm not smiling? That doesn't exist for men. Breastfeeding.
Do men have a bitch face?
No,
I guess we don't.
No, you do not. Women do.
But they would say you're a dick, which, you know, that guy's a dick.
That's not, no, they wouldn't. No one would say.
As a way to talk bad about someone, you're using a male anatomy against the male to say like he's not nice, that dick.
Yes, but you wouldn't say that because he wasn't smiling. Women get told they have a bitch face because they're not smiling.
I'm reaching here for. We got it hard too.
Okay, listen, breastfeeding.
Uh-huh.
Can't show your boobies if you're feeding a human, which is why you have boobs. But sure, you can have like Victoria's Secret ads everywhere and like boobies out for art, but like not to feed a human. It's craziness. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other. There's so many. I could talk about this for 70,000 episodes.
I wish I was always jealous of like the bond of breastfeeding a child.
You sound like you're joking, but I actually know you're serious.
Did I ever tell you I was at a thing in college and there was a stripper at this thing?
Lovey! Really?
And it was like
a thing, like a party? Why don't you call it a
yeah,
party?
it was like a party. Someone had hired a stripper, and no, it was revealed later on. Like she did like a routine, and then she picked a guy. Maybe this was a bachelor party. She picked like the bachelor or whatever, and like took off his belt and then tied his hands up with his own belt. And then she took her top off and whatever. And like everyone just thinks like, oh, this is the stripper. And she's not. But then she's like started squirting milk out of her breast into his face. And everyone was like, what is happening? And like that was like her thing. Her thing was that she was like
always lactating?
I guess. Yeah. And I was like, good for her.
You've never told me
I
this.
Know.
How
I've never
random.
Told you that story. I know. Well, I don't know. It just came to my mind.
But I've been breastfeeding for 2 years and you've never been...
I've never brought up that you could probably have a side hustle going right now.
No, no, you just never brought up a story about like a stripper who was squirting breast milk on you?
But I'm saying it was
was it on you?
No, it wasn't on me. No. Stop. It wasn't on me.
Love
but like it was a gimmick. It wasn't like, look at this strong... Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so awesome, the milk coming out of there.
No, it was being sexualized in that moment.
Sorry, you made me think of this story, and I was like, I'm going to get this in here. I'm going to make this story
what? I'm talking about like
what we're
women's rights. I'm talking about like women's rights and like this sexualization of...
The man in the conversation
I'm literally going like,
well, I got a stripper lactating story.
I'm all, why can't we breastfeed in public? Why are breasts sexualized? And you're like, well, one time the stripper.
I know. Sorry, you made me think of it, and I was desperate to get it into this conversation.
You know what, Lovey? To be honest, that was probably the most interesting part of the last 30 minutes of this podcast is just me going off on my feminism.
I thought you were about to somehow tie that into an ad.
Well, actually...
No, you're not. You're going to tie a lactating stripper into the next... you said something, you're like, well, you know what, Lovey? And I literally thought you were about to. And are you?
Well, it's funny you should say that because... No, listen, I'm sorry if this was like a super boring thing to a lot of people out there.
I don't think it was. It's really interesting to me.
I mean, you hear it all the time because we talk about stuff like this all the time.
Sexism's hilarious.
No, yeah, I know it's supposed to be like a funny, silly, lighthearted podcast, and hopefully it was kind of lighthearted. I wasn't talking about the serious issues, which are actually traumatizing and terrible. Yeah. I was trying to talk about like just little things that you might not even realize are like rooted in sexism that we still use in our everyday vernacular in this country. You know, and the traditions we still are using.
It's just in
like
our culture.
Accepted. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. And I've been thinking about it a lot because we have a woman as the vice president of this country. And that's wonderful and a step in the right direction. That's something I never thought I would see in my entire life.
And for all little girls to see.
A woman of color. And, you know, I just think it's really, really cool. As a kid, if you ever told me that there would be a woman president or vice president, I never would have believed you. I never thought I would see that in my lifetime.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wouldn't have thought that's even a thing or
right. So it's super cool. And so since that happened this last week and, you know, we're talking on this podcast into these big old microphones every single week, I was like, I feel like we need to address that this historic thing happened in our country. And it just made me think about all of these things all week long. Like how
that's what like Flynn's going to think, like when he remembers like, oh, what's the first president, vice president I remember being alive, like, because hopefully he forgets.
Well, he doesn't know who he doesn't know.
Right, exactly. It's such a cool thing for him to see.
Yeah, it's super cool. So anyway, guys, it is time for our next sponsor, which for real, like we are outrageous excited about this one, you guys. Like, you have no idea. You want to know a dirty secret about me?
All your secrets are dirty.
That's not true. Actually, the things that I'm very open and proud about are usually the dirtiest things. No, listen, the dirtiest secret I have to tell you right now is that I have been using the same crusty, horrendous bed sheets for probably over a decade, and I hate them, and I've always felt like they were disgusting.
You're like buying the same brand, or it's the same sheet?
The same. Like just washing them, continuing to put them back on my bed like a freaking crusty human.
Don't say that.
I swear to God, it's the truth. And I bet you there are people out there who have been doing the same thing. And even though I hate those sheets, I kept using them over and over again.
Are they making you say this, or is that real?
No, this is a true thing. You think those bed sheets were fresh and clean and new?
Look,
honey?
I sleep on those sheets too.
Not anymore, because we got Brooklinen sheets, and you guys, oh my gosh, you guys, they are amazing. So Brooklinen was started by Rich and Vicky, who tried to find beautiful home essentials that didn't cost an arm and a leg. And when they couldn't, they funded Brooklinen as the first direct-to-consumer bedding company. They work directly with manufacturers to make luxury available directly to you without the luxury level markups. Brooklinen has a variety of sheets, colors, patterns, and materials to fit your needs and tastes. Brooklinen has over 50,000 five-star reviews and counting. They are so confident you will love their products, they even offer a 365-day money-back guarantee. And Brooklinen is so much more than sheets. They've got comforters, pillows, towels, even loungewear, and more. You guys, these sheets are the softest sheets. We're not kidding. Like, this is... for real, legit.
My thing is the duvet cover. We got they have a couple different options, but they have one that's like basically like it says classic hotel, like it's like a crisp.
Oh, it's so nice.
They don't have to give me one. They don't have to sponsor a podcast. I will still buy this duvet cover.
I'm not kidding, guys. At least once a day, Erik tells me how much he loves these sheets. Like, he talks about how much he loves these sheets all the time. They somehow, we like to be cold in this house. They keep you cool.
It's like a
There's like an
cool,
it's
crispy.
It's like they're air conditioned. They're really great. So if you guys want to try them out, you should. It is 2021. Do something nice for yourself to start off the new year. To help you do that, Brooklinen has a special offer. Go to brooklinen.com and use promo code RELAX to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more, plus free shipping. So that's BROOKLINEN.com and enter promo code RELAX to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more, plus free shipping. Brooklinen.com and use promo code RELAX at checkout. Check it out. It's really amazing, for real. For real.
Yeah, I'm very confident in those statements. I'm not lying, and I stand by.
I know.
Yeah.
So because we spent so much time on this podcast talking about really serious issues, I feel like we started off just talking about all the reasons you don't like me. And then,
this was the drama
then we
episode.
got in a fight about how you think love languages are stupid. And we talked about feminism for 100 years. And I could talk for 100 more because I didn't even start getting through my list.
No, you didn't.
But we wanted to do something fun to end it off because obviously this was kind of a wonky, weird podcast with all over the place. So we're going to make some prank phone calls.
Are we really? I did not know this was going to happen.
We talked about this last night. You'd had a couple drinks, love.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you'd had a couple drinks, and we were talking about what we could do in the podcast. And at the end, I was like, "What about we prank phone calls?" And you're like, "Yes, this is a." And you even
this
started
is when I get my best ideas.
Yeah, and you even started like actually doing it, but to no one. You like started pretending like we were making prank phone calls.
I did.
You really did.
What
also,
did I say?
I don't remember. You were like, "Oh, this is a delivery service" or something. You started like doing prank phone call voices. I swear to God.
The Jerky Boys?
I don't know, but you must have had
Did you ever listen to that when you were a kid? Jerky Boys? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what Jersey Boys is.
No, Jerky Boys. Not Jersey Boys the musical. I'm aware that you know what Jersey Boys is. You never heard of the Jerky Boys? It was like
No.
I had it on cassette tape when I was a kid, and it was just these guys that made prank phone calls to people, and like you bought it like a CD, like a comedy album, but it was just all like prank calls.
Nah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I got to make you listen to this.
I don't know what it is.
You would probably hate it, but like man, we loved it as somebody, at least maybe not, because
Yeah, I don't know, love.
a lot of people that listen didn't know.
Jerky Boys.
Yeah, the Jerky Boys.
I don't know what it is. So we're going to prank call some people. Who should we prank call? Rachel? My sister? It's 11:15 at night.
Here's the thing, though. People don't answer their phones nowadays. We went over this.
Here's the other thing. You need to pull up Rachel's phone number because I don't have it memorized and I have to push *67 first.
You're gonna
We don't even have a
Rachel?
plan. We don't even know what we're going to say to this person. We're just doing it. *67 makes it so that your number is not noticeable, right? Does that not work anymore?
Rachel's phone number is.
Oh God! No.
Do it. Do an Italian. Do an accent.
Shh, be quiet.
Stupid. She's busy.
Clearly.
Your call has been forwarded to an
Leave a
automated
message. Leave a
voice
message.
You leave a voice message.
At the tone, please record your
Do it.
message. When you
I don't know what to
finish
do.
recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, hello? Who's this? You called me? No? I call back. Okay.
That was the worst. The worst prank phone call I've ever. You started with like an Italian accent, but then you like had broken English at one point.
You gotta cut that.
No, I'm not cutting that.
Yeah.
Oh my
no
gosh.
one's ever gonna see or hear that. Cut that out.
Incredible. Wait, who else can we call at 11:15 at night?
What do you say? I don't know.
I'm very
buckled,
stressed.
and I feel like that often happened to me when I tried this when I was 11 years old. But what do you say on a?
These are so stupid. I don't know.
What do you say? Why was this your idea that I then, after a few drinks, cheered on and said we should do?
You said we should do it to end the podcast. Okay, so this is the worst idea ever. I'm never running ideas past Eric after he's had wine because clearly you said it was a good idea.
I just don't think I did. I think I would have said this is a horrible idea.
Lovey, you literally said it was good. Rachel's calling me back. Oh no, I'm nervous.
Hello?
Hello? Hi, you called?
Hello? Stop making me do this.
Eric?
Yeah. No, it's not Eric.
What is happening?
This is Jimmy.
It's Candy?
Eric tried to do a prank phone call.
Using your caller ID?
It didn't work. I'm sorry.
It didn't work at all.
Oh my
Especially
God.
when I call you.
I'm crying. I don't know why it's funny. I thought it was hilarious to me.
Okay. You guys good?
We're fine.
Obviously.
I love you.
So
I love
good.
you. Thank you for the entertainment.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
See, that was good. She said it was good.
She totally fell for it.
Yeah. I know.
She totally fell for it. Hey, you call me? Good one. Love, good one. Okay.
What did I say? I don't even remember what I said.
I think you said, hey, you call me? And then we're like, bye. I think that was your idea of a prank call.
I hate myself. I also was not good at it when I was a kid. I was never the one in the group that was really good at prank or crank phone calls.
So I think we should end off the episode with a classic here on Relax, which is you do movie quotes or movies, and I try to guess what they are. I know nothing about movies.
Yeah, we could do that again.
And I didn't get any musicals set this time, but you said you wrote down a couple movie things.
Well, you know every single musical by heart, so I'm sure you could wing it. But I'll try and do a couple movie quotes and see if you can finish them, love.
Okay.
And hopefully, I think these are very famous quotes, and maybe you should get them. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Roads. Where we're going, we don't. You want to finish that quote? It's a very famous line from a movie. Yeah. I'll give you this. There's 2 more words there.
I don't know.
But you have to say it's
roads. Where we're going, we don't use roads.
Nope.
I don't know. What the heck is that?
You have to guess, love.
I just did guess. It was wrong.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
I said that.
That's not what you said.
What did I say?
You were like, roads? You did say roads. You didn't say need.
Okay, what's that from?
Guess.
Oh, I don't know. Is it from
Roads.
Holes?
Isn't
Isn't there a Shia LaBeouf movie about like roads?
But see,
and
now
like
I can't say yes because people.
Is it from that?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's
love.
like a Disney movie or something.
It's from Back to the Future. It's like
it is.
It's like the very famous line from Back to the Future.
I've seen Back to the Future.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads because the car, when it time travels, it flies.
I've seen that movie and I love that movie.
And they're going back to the future where cars fly.
Yes. Okay.
So he says,
"Yep, got it." I don't remember that part, but I know that happened.
Marty.
Yeah.
Was that good?
No.
Impression? Okay. Truth, you can't
handle the truth.
What's it from?
I don't know.
Yes, it's a guessing game.
Truth, you can't handle the truth. A mobster movie. What's a mobster movie? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Name
what's
one.
the one that you... Sopranos. That's a TV show.
Uh-huh.
Mobsters. Oh, I feel like The Godfather. Is that one about mobsters?
No.
I don't know.
That's from A Few Good Men. That is Jack Nicholson.
A Few Good Men?
Yep.
I have never heard of
Military courtroom drama.
A Few Good Men?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Is that a play?
Believe they also did it as a play.
I feel like I know that as a play. Sorry, I'm very sleepy. What's another?
Okay, sing a part of a musical, and let's see if I can finish a line.
Sing a part of a musical?
Sing a part of a song from a musical, and let's see if I can finish the lyric.
Any musical on the planet.
Yeah, this is the game, love. Remember how we did it?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm like, ugh, I don't know. If you got it.
Flaunt it?
Yes! How did you know that?
And is that from...
I am shocked that you knew what that was.
If you got it, flaunt it? I feel like I've heard that. Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it
If
could be
you
from.
got
Is that from
it,
like
flaunt it.
Chicago?
No. Show your assets, let them know you're proud. Your goodies you must push. Stick your chest out,
You're doing
shake
an
your
accent
tush.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It's not cabaret.
No. If you got it, let it hang out.
I feel like
I think you do know the show. Think Mel Brooks.
Oh, yeah. The producers.
Yes, you got it.
May the Force
Be with you.
Hey, what movie is that
That's
from?
Star Wars.
And who says it to who?
What?
It's a saying of a certain kind
Let
of
the Force
person.
be with you.
Yeah, who says that?
Darth Vader says it to his Luke, I am your father.
Uh-huh.
Wait, why did I just do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression?
It was good.
Did you know that it's not Luke, I am your father? It's just I am your father. This is a
Yeah, it's from
big
the
Mandela effect issue where people have been quoting Luke, I am your father, and it's not Luke, I am your father. It's just I am your father. Now I've never seen the movie, so it doesn't make a difference to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies. Did you know that? Not a one.
You've never seen one?
Not a singular one.
You got so mad when I was watching The Mandalorian. You were so mad that was on our television.
Come on, get a life.
I'm the king of the...
Forest. Isn't it that? Is it not that?
I'm the king of the...
Forest.
Stop. I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to do a thing with my arms.
What do you mean?
I'm the king of the...
The forest.
What are you saying? Okay, what movie is that from?
Like Lion King or something?
Oh,
I don't know. What do you mean?
I'm the king of the...
Forest.
Stop saying it. I have to get up.
Why do you have to get up?
Because I'm doing a thing with my arms. I'm the king of the...
You've been doing the same thing with your arms.
I know. I'm just now more propped up. I'm on the front of a boat. Big boat. I'm on the front of a big boat.
I'm the king
and
of the
saying,
world.
Yes, love. What movie is that from?
A Titanic. I haven't seen the whole thing.
A Titanic? What'd you say?
Titanic, right?
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
You've never seen the whole thing?
No.
Oh, well, that ending. Do you know what happens at the end?
The ship sinks. And he sinks even
Why
though
am I shocked that you know that somehow?
Because I had to do it for like a video once.
I think I saw that movie like 3 times in theaters when it came out.
No, there's nakedness in it. I was not allowed to see that.
There is some naked.
There's some nakedness.
No lactating.
That's
nope.
what you think.
Do you have another musical?
Oh, I have so many musicals. Someone to...
Someone to hold you tight.
Close.
What?
Someone to hold
You close?
Too close.
Oh, yeah.
Someone to... Yes.
Oh, I can't just hum it.
Someone to sit in
Your chair.
and...
Help you prepare.
No, ruin your...
Hair.
No, your hair. Ruin your sleep and make you aware of being alive.
Being alive. It's Company.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Company. It's so good.
Look at
it's
me
an incredible
knowing-
Sondheim musical.
Word perfect on that. I was. Okay. That's you. You talking to me? You talking to me? Mm-hmm. Then who the hell else are you talking to? You talking to me?
Are you doing a monologue?
Well, I'm the only one here. Who the?
I'm assuming it's Hell Are You? Who the hell are you?
No.
Is it not? Because I was confident that was it. First of all, you just performed a monologue. I'm very confused. You talking to me? You talking to me? So then something, it's not who the hell are you?
Talking to me?
Is
But
it
you know that line, right? You've heard that. Like,
I've heard you've talking to me, but I didn't know what that's from.
Can you do it? Can you do your?
You talking to me? That's the only part I know. I didn't know there's more to it.
I'll give you the.
But I don't want to know what it's from.
It doesn't say.
Okay. Wait, should I do it how like I would do it in theater?
Do it.
Do what?
Like, go for it. Commit.
You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Then who the else? Then who the hell else are you talking to? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. Who the do you think you're talking to? Oh, yeah? Okay. No one knows that whole quote, first of all. Only people say, you talking to me. So I'm assuming he's on the phone. I don't know.
No, he's not.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Is it from, like, Look Who's Talking? Is that the name of a movie? I feel like I've seen that.
That's the baby in Look Who's Talking is doing that monologue to a mirror with a gun.
What?
He's talking to himself in the mirror with a gun. He's like,
who is?
Robert De Niro.
In what movie?
Robert De Niro was the child actor
in what
Look
movie
Who's
is
Talking.
this?
Oh, right. I'm not allowed to be sarcastic. It is from Taxi Driver.
Oh, Jodie Foster.
Uh-huh.
I only know that because you were in an episode of a show where you had to play the guy who was in love with Jodie Foster.
That is true. I was in a show called Timeless, playing the guy who attempted to assassinate Ronald Reagan when he was president because he thought it would impress
Jodie
actress
Foster.
Jodie Foster.
Because he was obsessed with the movie Taxi.
Taxi Driver. Yes. Which is a Martin Scorsese movie, an early one. And Robert De Niro plays Travis Bickle, a taxi driver who descends into madness. And it's great. That scene is awesome if anyone's ever seen it.
I've never seen it.
Obviously, because when I said commit, I did not expect that. And it was really, really good.
Thank you.
What a great way to end this comedy podcast.
Oh my gosh, what a weird episode. Sorry, y'all.
I actually really like it. I think this will be one of my favorites so
I think
far.
so too. Certainly long.
It's definitely in my top 3 of episodes.
Definitely in my top 3 so far.
Yeah.
So far.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you're staying safe and happy and healthy in this crazy world. And we're going to go relax.
She's going to go make cookies. I'm going to clean it up.
Actually am.
Yeah.
Okay. Love
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. You can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home. But now we have big microphones. So you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.